There you go. Now, here we go. So let's get started. This morning we had the jobs numbers come out. That was less than, another increase in jobs. They were saying that we were going to stay under 600,000 or 700,000 jobs, and here we are popping up, heading towards the 800s again. So, I've been saying for a long time, I don't like where things are going. There's still no audio? Hold on a second. Can you hear me now? There. Now you can hear me? All right, good. Now you can hear me. Great. So, I'm just not. And by the way, I'm not in my studio. Obviously, you can see that I'm in one of my houses in Mexico. It's not ideal. I'm working on a laptop and my little microphone and an iPad, and I don't love it. I can't wait to be back in a studio. But we've talked about the jobs thing over and over and over, and it's not until I really believe it's not until restaurants start opening up on a grand scale. They are one of the biggest employers in the country. We're seeing that. Now airlines are finally coming back and hiring pilots and whatnot. I did travel. I've obviously traveled last Saturday. The airport, the parking lot was packed. When Paul and I pulled in, we were shocked of how many people were in that parking lot. There were a lot of people inside the airport, but it still doesn't compare to what it used to be. So we have a long way to go. We have a very long way to go before something big happens in the jobs market, but Before we get into the news, I just want to show you guys the Treasury. You know that I like to look at the Treasury yields every morning. And for our 3-month, we're on the verge of going negative with this 3-month. This means that if you lend money to the government, they're going to pay you 0.02% interest on your 3-month loan to them. So what I was doing before, when I was, you guys know I'm sitting in a lot of cash. Before, I was just putting money into these 90-day Treasuries, collecting 1 or 2%, and I was a happy camper. Now it's 0.02%, and we're also looking at we went negative back in March, April during that pandemic time. So we're getting damn close to being negative again, and we're just kind of teetering right there. The 10-year's dropping, and I have a funny story that I saw today. You guys remember the NASDAQ was dropping like a flying crowbar because the 10-year was increasing, and everybody was panicking that it's going to be too expensive to do interest rates are going to go up. Tech companies are not going to be able to borrow as much, or they're going to borrow at more expensive rates. Now the 10-year Treasury doesn't matter, is what they say. So it's always has to be a fun story with the media. So let's start with jobs. They were telling us the jobless claims were going to stay under 700,000. and they're not. Today they popped up to 744,000 jobless claims. So the expected was 680. I don't necessarily know. Continuing claims was also up. So coming down here, I mean, this chart is also totally useless. I don't know why they would put something this zoomed out, and you can't even see really trend lines on it. But here's where I got that information about Southwest. So they are recalling hundreds of pilots. I really like that. I don't know. The whole industry needs to do it. And I do think that once the industry does it, maybe this vaccine stuff will make that happen. Cruises need to do it. And then, of course, restaurants, like I keep saying. But when it comes to airlines, I think that people are going to have to be vaccinated. And I think that these airlines are going to have to start saying, okay, if you're vaccinated or you have the virus or whatever they decide, you do not have to wear a mask. Because that mask is, to me, creates that psychological fear factor that people don't want to travel. That's how I see it. Right or wrong, I don't know, but I think it's right. Let's go to what Janet Yellen says. So Janet Yellen used to be the chairman of the Fed, and now she is the U.S. Secretary of Treasury to the current administration. And we know that Joe Biden, well, not him, but his administration proposed a $2.3 trillion infrastructure plan. I believe it was last week. They coupled that with some kind of corporate tax hike plan, and that's how they're going to go about this. So we have increased taxes coming. We all know that the best way to get to prosperity, which has been proven in every civilization ever, is to just tax the hell out of everybody. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to institute U.S. corporate taxes. So the minimum global minimum tax rate was about 21%. They're going to establish a book tax on big companies of 15%. So get your checkbooks ready. That's all I have to say if you own a business. Next, let's go to the Fed. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Jay Powell. They had a meeting yesterday. Can I zoom in here? So the Fed met yesterday. Of course, they released their Fed minutes. It's just they give an update to the country and big businesses on what the monetary policy will be going forward. And of course, like they've said so many times, it's not even a surprise anymore. But I'm just gonna update you guys. They have no hurry to rush tightening monetary policy. That means they're going to keep the interest rates effectively at zero. They're going to continue to do these stimulus packages here and there. I know that before they passed the last $1.9 trillion stimulus package, before the president even signed it, they were talking about doing a follow-up stimulus package, and I do not think that one's going to be that low. Going back to the taxes, just a thought. If we can just print money tirelessly and endlessly, and we have printed over $12 trillion since March of last year, why do we have to increase taxes if we can just print the money? I don't understand. Maybe somebody can help me out with that in the comments. But anyways, the Fed officials said they expect it will be sometime before any tapering of the central bank's monthly asset purchase reprogram. And I'm going to link you guys. You know what? Okay, if you're in the Discord, I'm going to put one of my favorite videos from the Wall Street Journal in the Discord. It's about the repo markets and how the overnight borrowing and back and forth goes between the banks, Fed, all that. So that is a very interesting article. I've shared it here before. I'm not going to share it in the chat because it's on my iPad and it's going to take me too long to find it. But that's that for the Fed and jobs and this and that. Now let's get into a little bit more fun things. Let's go to Robinhood. So Robinhood, the platform for the people. Of course, they had that big thing with GameStop that happened, and the movie theater, the AMC, this and that. I know Discovery was involved in it in some capacity, but of course GameStop was the big one. They failed to disclose certain trades. So this company just gets more unbelievable by the day. I still don't see how anybody can have their money at this bank. When you have companies like Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, name any of the big guys, why are you going with something like a Webull or a Robinhood? I just don't understand it. I have a Robinhood and I have a Webull. I use Webull because they have a great options chain on the iPhone. But besides that, I'm not giving them $1. I don't trust these people. They're terrible. So they did a report that a certain type of stock trades, they basically didn't report trades, and it came into play when they were talking about these fractional shares. So a lot of you guys asked me about fractional shares. It's a great way to get invested in stocks. It's a great way to put tracker shares on things. If you want to put a tracker share on Amazon, for example, you can buy Amazon for a couple bucks instead of buying one full share of Amazon. So you can participate in it that way. That's perfectly fine. Just report the data. I don't understand why in 2021 you're not reporting trades. What are you covering up? They're a shady company. Just be careful. I remember when they were a beta company back in, I was testing their software as a beta. I think it was 2014. It could have been sooner. But I was looking at it and I'm like, there's just something off about here. They want to give you this free, that free. If anybody wants to give you a free stock, there's a problem. Mo will be buying a huge Robinhood IPO. Yeah. I think I said that the other day, and I probably should have said I'm joking for those of you that have a hard time taking a joke. So I'm not buying the Robinhood IPO. All right, Peter Thiel. This is a pretty good title. Let me zoom it. Peter Thiel calls Bitcoin a Chinese financial weapon at virtual roundtable. So Peter Thiel is the guy for Palantir. He's one of the original co-founders of Facebook. So he's a smart guy. He's big in the tech world. But guys, he is pro Bitcoin and stuff. So it's not like he's one of these anti-Bitcoin people. And now I was reading the story this morning and I was coupling it with what Ray Dalio said last week. So there's a lot of people coming out that are saying that Bitcoin is going to be banned, this and that. And I was talking to somebody last night. I'm not going to say who. They've been studying this stuff for a little bit, and they were going through what Bitcoin is exactly and explaining blockchain to me and this and that. Now, I don't know if it's right. I still don't understand it. I think this is fugazi, but the way that he was explaining it to me makes me a little bit scared of Bitcoin, if that's actually what it is. It's it's a weird system. The most impressive thing to me about Bitcoin, and that nobody talks about, first time I heard it mentioned was from Ray Dalio, is that they have never been hacked in 10 years. That is truly incredible. Banks are always hacked. Any company with a password is hacked. Experian gets hacked, the credit service. Everybody that has to do with some kind of large dollar amount eventually gets hacked. And I'm not saying that Bitcoin needs to be hacked, but any cryptocurrency has never been hacked. That's remarkable if you really think about it. How much money right now is in Bitcoin and nobody can hack it. Now, I think that you can hack it on a person-to-person level. So I don't have a Bitcoin account, but somebody could come in and hack my personal Bitcoin, but they can't hack it on a grand scale because of what this blockchain is. And they can't just go into a database because there is no database because it's not regulated by anybody. And they can't hack it. It's incredible the way that it was presented to me. Now, is it true? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really want to look into it because I think it's boring and I have other things to do besides that. So I will start talking about your stocks now. I'll stop rambling. Put in the comments if you can see my charts set up the way they are. I'm on my laptop, so I don't know how they're being presented to you guys. Just let me know, and we'll get started from there. So give me some stocks, and we'll go from there. All right, you want BJ's Wholesale. So we're in BJ's Wholesale. That's probably why somebody wants it. Since Bitcoin came into existence in 2009, the entire network hasn't been hacked. There have been instances of exchanges or wallets being hacked, but not the entire network. That's correct. And that's the amazing thing, is just because it's person to person. There's no central database for it, so you can't hack it. It's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. All right, let's do BJ's quick, and then we'll go to Microsoft, and then I want to do Qualcomm. All right, okay, man, I say, give me some stocks, and you guys go nuts. All right. Okay, so, by the way, actually, before I get started, I want to, let me check here. I will see what's here before I say something wrong. Oh, never mind. I was going to say there's one spot in the Bid and Ask Nation left, but there's not any spots left. It's now $62. Join the Bid and Ask Nation. You guys get full access to me if you are in one of the lower tiers. For example, if you paid $8 to be in the Patreon and you want to jump up and try the Bid and Ask Nation for a month, you can jump up one time and try it. And if you don't like it, which you probably will like it because you'll probably make a lot of money, you will go back to and start paying your $8. But like I said, you'll probably stay because I'm really good at this, and if you learn, you will be too. So BJ's, the reason that we bought it back in here. I think we bought it on this day right here. What's going on here? Okay, but we're coming up through the sweet spot nicely. People were starting to panic a little bit, and I said, guys, don't panic. Trust your trend. And our trend is separating again. It's moving back up. You can see we have a little bit of a price bump today, about 0.5%. So as long as BJ's takes out this high from 2 days ago, let's see what that high price is. Let's see, of 46.83. If we get over 46.83, guys, don't worry. It is going to be, you're going to be just fine. And that is why you should join the Bid and Ask Nation, because I make you guys not panic, because I don't panic. Because I don't have any emotions when it comes to trading. And my friend Nick would say I don't have any emotions, period. So let's see. What do I want to do next? I want to do Microsoft for Susie. All right. Oh, okay. That's good. All right. So Microsoft bumped up today. We have a gap up, which is fine. If you were in Microsoft, I mean, you could probably add to this. If you're not in Microsoft, I would not be getting into this for the first time. I do not like getting into stocks that your red line has crossed over 80%, because that means that you're in that overbought area. So you're getting into that, you're going through the cookie jar, and now you're just grabbing the crumbs at the top. I don't like that. So, but if you've been in this for a while, then that's great. Just keep letting it run. See what you can do with it. Your major moving averages over here. You have pretty decent volume coming in. Tapered off the last 2 days, but I like it. If you're in it, add. If you're not in it, I wouldn't add. I think I would find something else. Let's see here. What else do I want to do? I want to do Walmart. Walmart is what we are in. So Walmart, the thing about Walmart is we are in this. We added right here, and I'm perfectly fine with adding there. We're coming up through the sweet spot beautifully. We crossed. I liked this. This is the day that we added right here. And I like that because we went over this white line, which is the 200-day moving average, and we stayed over the 200-day moving average. So the price closed up here above the 200-day. That's what I liked a lot. It's going to take some big volume, probably like a bar like this, to push through this 100-day moving average. I do believe that Walmart will do it. I think it will fill this gap. I think it will move to about $150 a share. So for those of you that keep asking me, is Walmart too late to add? It is not too late. It is not too late to add. You can go ahead and get into Walmart right now. Hold on, let me type something on my iPad. Patreon.com/everything money. All right, there you go. That's the website. I just put it in the chat. If you want to join the Patreon, and yeah, we Gucci. Okay. NVIDIA. People are asking me for NVIDIA. Somebody asked me about NVIDIA in the Pulse Super Shorts today for a swing trade. Let's see. Oh, okay. I mean, besides it being $565 and maybe less affordable for some people in here, I don't mind it. We're coming up through the sweet spot. We are making a newer high today. If you get if you get a green engulfing candlestick like that, go ahead and add to it. For swing trade, you're fine. You have room to run. Right when you run into 579.70, take your profits, move on, and you'll be good. Let's see. Charles Schwab. Wait a second. I already did one from that guy. Somebody let's short the S&P. Why don't we look at the spiders and see what we got going on? So here's the S&P. I'm going to zoom out just so we can see this ridiculous run. Look at this run. This is, guys, we literally had the world shut down, and a lot of the country is still shut down, but we're making all-time highs on the S&P 500. This doesn't make any sense. You can say whatever you want to justify yourself, but you're wrong. It doesn't make any sense. My God. Okay, so first of all, don't short the S&P unless you are willing to. Remember, Paul's shorting the S&P because it's a fundamental thing, and he's patient and he's willing to wait, and he can afford to wait. So that's the difference. I mean, to be honest with you, if I'm sure some of you are in the S&P long, if you get a green engulfing candlestick today like this, go ahead and buy it. I have a friend who just trades the S&P, long and short. That's it. Doesn't do anything else. Shout out to the new Bid and Ask Nation members. That's great. I guess we already have some. So I have two guys in there, Dads with a Purpose. His name is Nick, and Simple Living Cash. Those two are my ambassadors. They joined just like you guys. They joined at $25, and they are crushing it in the Bid and Ask Nation. They're making a lot of money. They're smart, and they're doing very well. So you guys can do this. Anybody can do this. I simplify this so much that I make it that anybody can do it, including a child. All right. Qualcomm. So we've had a tracker share on Qualcomm for a very long time. I think we put a tracker share on back here in March. No, we probably put it on actually here March 15th. I don't know. What we're waiting for, because this is a dog stock, so it's just coasting on the bottom, slowly increasing in price. This does not mean that the trend is up. The trend is not up until the red line is over yellow and it breaks through this 32% line. So that's the purpose of a tracker share. So if we keep having days like today where we're increasing in price and we just keep getting these red candlesticks to move up a touch just like that, all of a sudden we will get, let me show you here, red line will break through yellow. You will start getting some green engulfing candlesticks like this. I would wait for 2 days. Boom. You're going to cross over the 100-day moving average. Go ahead and add to it, and you will be making money on Qualcomm. Simple as that. Alrighty. Is now a good time to buy Apple? I do not think so, but let's see. All right, so Apple, don't get me wrong. I know we've had a tracker share on this for a while. I think we put a tracker share here a little bit after Qualcomm. Same thing, coming up through the side, and this one's really close to the 32% area. This one could cross today. So as long as we get that red line crossing through, we could get a green candlestick today that moves up. And if you do get one, give me a second to think about this. 130.55. So the reason I'm thinking right now is because we're over all four of our major moving averages. I just want to make sure that we can hold over those. And I'm actually going to zoom out. So this goes back to why you like to do the same stocks over and over. And this right here, let me blow it up. This right here is 6 months. You can see over the last 6 months, every time that Apple tries to break away from its 25 and 50-day moving average, which is the purple and yellow line respectively, it just kind of hangs there. See, it tried to get over it, came right back to it. Get over it, came right back to it. And now it's just right there again. Now it's in the middle of all of them. So this goes back to saying, I know my company. They've had a very difficult time for the last 6 months, maybe more, I don't know, but 6 months is enough to say that they've had a problem breaking out over their moving averages and really making a run for it. And don't forget, guys, this is during a time where the market has been going insane. So they've been getting up to that 145, 144 area, but dropping back down. This is a case where if you do add shares to Apple your first time, you're putting some kind of position that's like 20 or 25% of the total number of dollars that you want to put into the position. Don't let this thing go long on your long-term chart, turn it into an uptrend, and put 100% of your position. There's a good chance that it's not going to work out. There's a good chance that it runs up here and then it just pulls back. You get a couple dollars out of it. So this is exactly why you use some brains and just don't go hog wild on every trade. Like for example, BJ's Wholesale. I am invested right now 50% of what I want to be into the stock for. My first position was 25%. Then I added another 25%. Now I have 2 more ads to go. So that's that. Kroger. I like Kroger. Kroger's a good grocery store. Okay, so I know that there's people in the Bid and Ask Nation in this. I don't know when they added. I'm going to assume they added here, just because I wouldn't have. They shouldn't have added anywhere else. So we're coming up through the sweet spot. Our red line is separating from our yellow, which I like. It's great. We're over all of our major moving averages. That's great. If you get an engulfing candlestick, go ahead and add to it. You are going to face resistance here at this, whatever this is. 38 $38, somewhere in there, you're going to face resistance. So if you can break out, I mean, you can see that it tried back in January to break out. It could happen. Just keep an eye on it. This might be one that you want to place stops on and go from there. I don't know what Kroger's doing lately, but we'll see. All right, EA. This is like, okay, if there's any noise outside, it's because they're cutting grass or something, and the noise never stops. All right, so everybody loved EA in the Bid and Ask Nation. So I'm sure you guys added this day, which, to be honest with you, might have been a little bit early to add, but that's okay. It turned out okay for you. I usually like to wait for 2 or 3 days of a positive trend before adding, just because it can pop up and then pull right back down. So I like that we're coming up through the sweet spot. I like that we've stayed consistent for a few days, so I wouldn't worry about that. If you get some green engulfing candlesticks, if you get one today, go ahead and add to it. I think you'll get a good run to about $152. Deliveroo flopped because I stopped ordering Wimpy. I don't know what that is because it's some kind of British food. Wimpy, I don't know what Wimpy is, but I know what Deliveroo is. The Deliveroo thing I talked about last week, I think it's so funny that all of these banks give money to these insanely valued IPOs, and they all start to go up right initially. Deliveroo did not go up initially, so everybody was upset with JP Morgan and I think Goldman Sachs because they were the lenders for the IPO, and now they want to start investigating into IPOs and such. All right, I hope you guys can't hear that. If you can, I apologize. Let's see here. Why do you have to wait for engulfing candlesticks if the trend is up? Because engulfing candlesticks give you the highest probability to make money. Let's go back to Kroger. This is a good example. So your trend is, okay, so, all right, let me try to zoom in here and blow this up for you. This is a great question. All right, so you have candlesticks that were moving up on you, not really engulfing. Then you had this big down day. Now, with that down day, you saw that your trend was moving through 32%, and then you see how it kind of started to converge right here? They really started to get close. This very well could have been one more day of a down candle, and this red line dropped through yellow. Then your trend would have gone to a negative. Now, the reason that you don't add on a day like this, which would have been like that buy low, sell high thing, the probability of what it did coming back up here like this is not that high. I mean, it's probably a 50-50 shot if that happens. So for me and the way that I trade, I want stocks that give me the highest probability to make money. I'm not trying to buy at the cheapest level and try to make money. I would rather buy at, what was this? Let's see this price. This came down to $35.97. To be honest with you, I would rather buy at $39 and know that I'm going to make money from 39 to 42 or 43 than worry about this thing dropping and then having to take a loss and this and that. So it's just more of a conservative way of doing things. And frankly, it's just a way of winning more often than not. And I do win. I mean, on average, I probably win on 4 out of 5 trades. So 80%. And it's only because, I mean, my wins are not going to be we're not going to be making 50% per trade, but you're going to be making consistent money per trade. Amgen is another good reason why we add on engulfing candlestick. So we added here. This was nice. The stock price moved up on us. We were coming through the sweet spot nicely, and then it pulled back. So yes, you can add in this area, but to be honest with you, I was telling Nick, who's in the Discord, I was telling him last night that I am worried about Amgen. I think this thing has a 50-50 shot of if it's going to make it, maybe less than 50-50. So we're just going sideways. We're not really doing anything. To me, I'm saying, why would I add to a stock like this when the probability of it dropping down here is as high, if not higher, than it going up here? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's $62 to join right now to the Bid and Ask Nation one. Alrighty. JP Morgan, Sirius XM. I'll do one more stock. Give me one more stock, and I will do one. Actually, somebody, let me look at JP Morgan, just because I saw them in the news yesterday, and I don't know why they were in the news. Let's see. Guys, I don't short a bank. Don't short a bank right now. When stocks are going up like this, just don't short banks. I'll do Pinterest. Was Pinterest one of the ones that I liked? Aha! Somebody gave me a good one. So Pinterest is moving up very nicely through the sweet spot. This is a little sweet spot reversal. No issue at all. I love that we're over all of our major moving averages. And hey, if you get a good engulfing candlestick today, go ahead and add to it. So just make sure your bid and ask difference is a lot lower than that. You need to be 1 to 2 cents on this thing. So do you remember Zipper the Trader guy? I don't know who that was. Seth was talking about him. I have not looked him up, so that's that. But all right, guys, that noise outside is driving me nuts, so I'm going to get out of here. And you guys have a great day. Come join the Bid and Ask Nation. If you're in one of the lower levels in the Discord, bump up, see what it's all about, enjoy it. I guarantee you will like it. The conversation is a lot more, well, between the hours of 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern, the conversation is very focused on trading and making money, and then after hours, only God knows what happens in that chat, but it's really fun. And it is incredible, the community that has been created. We just created a new chat yesterday for day trading only. So you day traders that want to go there, you have your own specific chat where you can talk about day trades all day long. And yeah, that's it. So you guys have a great day. I will see you next week when I'm back in studio, and I can't wait. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.